First of all, I just want to say thank you. Um, with time goes, they destroy my organs. First of all, let me just start off. My video should just always start off with this. Besides thanking God, for not living life like this low life purpose, I should also introduce myself the way I need to be introducing myself. I'm a targeted individual. I'm a TI, and that means, like many men, women, and children around the world, I'm being utilized as a test subject by this governmental entity. Just like many target individual, is the ecosystem from neighbor perps, co-worker perps, and wherever I go that follows me and participate in what target individual deal with. And on top of that, I deal with this technological aspect of how target individual get targeted. They're using technological weapon system. I should call them weapon system to just destroy my body. For example, right now I can feel the soreness all around my body. They've been damaging my body for a long time. It's such a slow process because they truly are maximizing you as a human subject. So you're a human subject, they're gonna really take advantage of you till as much as they can. So it's not something where they just want to kill you, and that's not what this whole thing is about. They truly are utilizing you as a human being that can be utilized as a test subject for the development of this technology. And they're also doing these things where they attack your mind. And this technological is very sophisticated to the point where this like ventriloquism like technology that can implant thought process, implant false memories, implant whatever. It's things that are extremely advanced. Now, an ecosystem apparently seems to be around you to try to disorient you from seeing what this is really about, that you unfortunately have become a human subject in something where technology, one might call it the 21st century technology, a weapon system, where your mind and your body can be not only damaged but also controlled. And they have this ecosystem of, for me, the way I would describe it is like they are trying to counter the obviousness of what this is. So they have an ecosystem of people who just like try to bombard you with stupidity. It's like they're trying to dumb you down to the point that you don't see things for what it is, that your mind is being manipulated and your body is being destroyed by people who are doing that to men, women, and children all around the world. So they use clowns of all sorts. And they stay in character. They committed to that character where we're going to make you try to see this thing in this other way. This is not this program that is out here rewiring the brain, manipulating the brain, altering your brain. But what it is we're mining your brain, we're matching your brain. And they use very childlike, and that's why I this animated, because they are childlike clowns like that. They take this job very seriously. Matter of fact, they start even hyping up the stupidity of how they sound. Right? They know that we're gonna try to break him down with the stupidity. Obviously, you see where it's going. Nowhere. If anything, it's agitation, understanding that when I face them, they're gonna try to play this retarded, childlike individual, and they expect me to be passive. But I also will deal with coworkers. They are even a bit worse. There's a woman, I swear to God, she thinks I'm gonna have sympathy for her. I don't. She's been an opportunist, and her opportunism caught up with her. I couldn't even believe that she still think she has these ways of introversing reality and inversing reality and expect you to go with it. She thinks she got some Jedi mind trick in her mind. She really thinks she's like, and she, with years of doing that, she doesn't get it. It's like, you're not a Jedi trickster. I see through you. The only sympathy is it's below me to go after somebody who's going through this. But it seems like you're not learning from whatever God lesson is giving you. So I guess I'm gonna be that. This person, let's just say I'm currently employed, but I was employed by people obviously who are gonna participate as expected. Once you become a target individual, that's what happens. I made my first video in July 20. My videos are online. My most watched videos were my earliest videos. The one when I was my first testimonials, all of that, before I was employed. Those were my most viewed videos prior to my employment. Actually, in my first video, I said I'm wearing a mask because I'm looking for an employment. Today, let me just say how disconnected from reality these clowns are that I'm employed by. And this woman has no like, I can't even believe she's trying to like mind Jedi trick me. Like, what are you like, what world are you in? You even try to recreate reality, and that's you employed me after I was a target vigil. It was over. My most watched videos are those when I'm still looking for employment and talking about being a target vigil and what it means, what's happening. Can you imagine trying to change that? No. It's just no. You employ me as a target vigil, and I expected was the treatment I was going to expect. I made a video shortly after. See, they're going to act this way. They're going to behave this way. And that's what they did, as expected. Because that's what happens when you become a target vigil. But even though all these bad things has been happening to me, the worst part with this perps, listen, this is the weird concept about it. I'm employed, and it's not easy to work. Listen, I understand the employer that employed me after being a target vigil is benefiting from participating in a program where human subjects are being utilized, because this is an industry that gets return. The only way they can get a return on their investment is having human subjects at some point. It's a requirement. So I understand that concept they mix, but at the same time, I've produced so much in regard to the job I'm supposed to be doing. I'm the most reliable person within the team that is specific to my client, and it knows the people who employ me specifically because I was a target vigil, that it makes them look bad that somebody who is going through these circumstances is performing while going through this. And no, you're not doing this job. That person is somewhat supported, but I am the will behind this, and I can validate it. It's been tracked. So you look stupid because now you employ me to be utilized in this way, but I'm still performing in ways that shows that I am a key element in the performance of this, and not just because I'm a human subject that you can benefit from that, but because of my work while I'm going through this. You know how it's disturbing their ego? That even this guy in the circumstances he's in, he's out here performing people who are not being targeted. And I was going to say healthy, but that's not the case anymore. Because at some point, these people who were watching me slowly die and rot and this and that, later on, few years later, they start getting ailments. That is not because they're targeting me, Joe. Because they get targeted. No, life gives them something. As they were watching me getting all kind of disease and get all kind of my health slowly destroyed, weight losing it, just becoming more and more unhealthy and malnourished. Some of them, an important aspect of one of them, things happened to her, and I remember the last time I saw her. I can remember the attitude, the meanness and all, and say, yeah, not today. All of that. I was like, okay, it's okay. But you're not going to live your fantasy, because I always brought up the reality. This is not a program where people are avenging and protecting. There are women and children suffering every day. Black women, white women, all of that. But in fact, these people, when I'm on the call, especially those who want to play that virtue of facade, of virtueness, of like goodness, you know, all they do, because I do a lot of call online where this video meetings. Guess what happened? They turn off the little video. They don't want to be seen when I'm listening to black women talk about how they've been destroyed and all of that. Successful black women in New York having to live in hotels now. Nah. I know you're mean. I'm going to put that in your face. You're not going to recreate yourself as some avenger. And I use the word mean because to dismiss, or not even dismiss, to minimize how disgusting they are. And as I say dismiss, they try to... It's not even minimized. I think they just want to agitate me. It's like, oh, we're mean. Because when I bring out the torture, oh, black women or whoever else, even children, to kind of just move away from that. It's like, oh, we're mean. It's like, yes, you're mean. You torture children and a lot of black women, a lot of white women, a lot of women. That's your mean. Yes, let's agree on that. But you're going to be accountable for the mean you joined. You will be. Not from your retardation and you implant my brain and they try to gaslight me into your stupidity, sending you a clown and make me think like a clown. You know what they try to negate that with? In this program, before I get back to that, because they try to disjoin me, because when I bring up their means and we're on camera, and the means consist of harming women and harming children, and it's validated. This is not something that is out here doing anything good. This is some program that does atrocities. That then when they do that to me, like, now with you, it's fake. For them, oh, they cry, let me feel tear, let me feel sad, let me feel, and then they're like, oh, what means trash. I'm not gonna allow you to repaint this thing as something else, like you're some kind of avenging justice seeker in a program that here is out here doing the most horrible things to children, or doing mean things to women and children. And your clown ass don't want to be accountable for being involved in that and just repaint this thing as well. But when you involve yourself, that was fate. And the participant, like I said, anybody can participate. But when I see these coworkers who still try to play that virtue, the facade of virtue, no. You know what you got involved in. You wanted to benefit from that, but you're not going to just benefit without taking all of it, what comes with it. And this person, like I said, this woman who wanted me to just no. I get it. There's all kind of mean people. Just because you're in this state now doesn't make you a nice person. Matter of fact, if I was in your shoes, I would reflect, like, why all of a sudden this happened? Maybe I should make my stars align better. What am I doing right now that can perhaps make me have these things? What kind of meanness have I involved myself into? Now, like I said, they participate after the fact. So this is not on them what's happened to me. They just came and benefited from what was happening to me. But they wanted to play this thing. And on top of that, the industry they're in, they're known to have a legacy that is quite a little bit unethical. There's been some unethical things that came back in. And so this is not even an industry where you play, oh, this is where people are just daring. The daring in this industry is not a good thing. When you call yourself a darer in that realm, it's not a good daring. Let's just say their daring has a bad legacy. So when I see this woman and interacting with her, and today, like I said, her health has gotten, I'm not going to go into the specifics, but she knows I'm making this video, has gone somewhere else. Now, she's not a target individual, so she can get treatment, she can get help, and that's what she's doing. She wants to leave, and she's fighting whatever she's having, and for now, it looks like things are better. But we know in their circumstances, things like that can reoccur, come back over and over. So that it could be a life journey of battles. You win today, but when you lose, it's over. But that battle started after she get involved in things like that. And she continuously involved herself in that, and she continued. For me, when I had this meeting, right, the thing about her, she's like a professional gaslighter, right? She calls her Jada Mantrick. I'm like, oh God. It's funny how people try to twist. It's like, you're not a Jedi. Okay, you expect me to be so decent because you sound like a vulnerable person right now who's talking about her vulnerability, that I should find decency and not bring up the fact that what you're involved in is destroy my life. You're involved in something that destroy my health, but you want me to be concerned about your health. You understand? This disturbingness. You're talking about and you know that somebody like me don't find pleasure to hear a woman talk about the things that's going wrong with her in regard to the treatment and whatever, or going right, or what she's, and expect me to feel like sympathy while you're involved in something that's literally destroying my body slowly. You delusional trash. What you expected? You are here doing these things. That's what you get, and you'll come back. That's not for me to do that. But for you to expect me to have sympathy for somebody who's doing these things to my body part. No, not even involved in that. Let me just not put all the weight in her doing that to me, because she's not doing that. She's involved in that. So I'm in talking to this person, and she talks about all of this and all of that, and she's like, yeah, I'm going through this, but and then she started using the words I say in this video, because these clowns run from reality. They recreate reality. And guess what? When reality is too obvious to negate, they turn off their little camera and escape. Literally running away. Like physically sometimes walking away from reality. I've been in the office saying, listening to the testimony of this woman. They start walking away. It's like literally walking away from the reality of what they're part of. Literally turning off the camera, because I'm listening in the background of how they do these things to women, and they were playing like, yeah, pay now. And I bring this black woman who now has to live in a freaking hotel in freaking Seattle. Turn off the camera, boom. And then she's like, yeah, you can't run from reality. Reality's gonna come from you. And then when I bring the testimony, I'm looking at her, it's like, that's all you've been doing, but you think your mind Jedi trick is working? That's you. And I'm like, I know that's you. You run away from reality, and then you want people to have sympathy. You want me to have sympathy for what's happening to you? Why is that reality happening to you now? Have you ever done on you? Have you ever tried even to think, maybe I'm doing these things I'm involved in this, where I'm involved in something that makes people sick. Also, I get sick. You don't even want to. They don't even want to dwell on that. It's like, okay. And this is something that can come out. You can beat it today, but tomorrow come back. And then the thing, people, what you're participating in. Then, best part is not only this is happening to me, destroying me, this trash around me, this ecosystem have a lot of, listen, they tell me they're going to frame me with this trashy teenage shit. That's so warm-minded, the future is destroyed. There is no way some childlike individual doing what they're going to do or doing what they're saying they're going to do is going to grow up to be okay. It'll be a luck if these people grow up and turn 40 years old and be normal. And 40 is young. They'll be lucky if they are big. By 40, they will not. They will not be psychotic. Something will be so drastically wrong with them if they make it to that point. Now, me, I have no sympathy for them at all. I have zero. I'm gonna face them. It's gonna be a problem. Prep yourself. Prep yourself. I will have no problem. The second you start playing this game that they tell me they're gonna frame me with this fucking trash. Right? And they're like, yeah, check. I was like, okay, prep yourself. You come near me with your fucking retardation, I will react like the way somebody needs to react. I will not be sympathetic. I will not. There will be no decency. I saw a father of I think some of this trash over there. I walked away because, like, yo, you go sell your kids. When I see them, I'm gonna crash out if they can do these things in front of me. I have no sympathy. But this person that I work with, they love it. Because what it means, if I'm being framed by this child, this teenage shit, they can just talk away how they benefited from being involved in this. So they're encouraging this shit to do that, to play rape victims. So not only you're involved in this where you're destroying my body, but you're also kind of helping putting the battery for these clowns near me to play rape victim. They tell me, I'm being told that what's happening around me is, and I've made videos maybe 4 years now, close to, but they tell me they're gonna frame me. I'm being told I'm being framed, and they're gonna frame me by having children playing rape victims. And when they play my brain and all that, this is just internally messing with me. But they say literally they're gonna have people playing rape victims, people who are children. Let me just say, not adult people. As I say, people, children. And let me just not even call them children, because I don't even want to humanize them. Because when I see them and face them, I don't want that. Because they want to expect, they rely on this. The decency of a target individual. We can act this way, but don't act this way. It's below you. What? No, it's not anymore. If it's not below you, who's guilty, who's healthy, who's alive, why would it be below me? I'm gonna act accordingly. However it goes. And so this woman, I'm on the call with her, and she start. I'm talking about what I need to do, right? They know they destroy my body, and it's like I will have to do this and that. And she start bringing, oh, it gotta be from inside. It's like, because they tell me when they frame me, they're gonna rape me this way and that way. And I was like, listen, I don't have fear anymore, because what they're doing right now in real time to my body is damaging to the point it's over. I'm not a healthy person. I'm in a critical state. I know. I'll go to the doctors. You know how the doctors treat target individual. They know things are being damaged. They tell you, oh, everything looks good. Oh, remarkable, actually. Doctors are partaking this, and this is happening to women. There's testimonials of women with cancers who are being treated like trash as they get their treatment. Nurses acting like trash, refusing morphine drips. This is what this program does. That's the mean things they do. That's how mean they are. And anybody could participate, from these coworkers who benefit from that to some loser. There's a lot of teenage trash involved in this. I think one woman called them teenager with attitude. A little trashy trash. Try to make me subscribe to their storyline in my brain. Never. I'm gonna face them accordingly. Now, for this woman to encourage these people to do that, knowing that if they do make the mistake, if they got too much of that battery in their back and they come and act this way, my reaction will not be a friendly one. I promise me and on my soul that is the second this low life play their games in front of me, that second is done. The minute where they sound like, oh, it will be a dead. I don't know why. It's gonna be bad. I'm prepping myself, and what they're doing is just make me have this thought process that they implant in my brain. And like, okay, think these fictional things you implant in my brain is true. Come. So seeing this woman who knows how volatile things are going to get if this trash would come near me, thinking that little fictional things have worked, send it. Not only you are involving yourself in doing what's happening to my body, then you get this ailment coming your way that you're fighting, that you're beating so far. But then You're putting this trash, slow life trash, in a volatile state, and I'm gonna do it. I promise you. You've watched me through all. I've been standing on what I'm saying. I will go wherever it goes. The second this is behaved this way, I know it's something I have to prepare myself, but I have to do it. It's reality. I don't want this trash to create fictional reality and think in life. If I act a certain way, if I make somebody believe in this, and then act, there's a consequence. I don't want to be that consequence. And she knows that at this point, I've said everything and done it. So she's doing this, knowing that he's gonna crash out. Putting that battery in these little clowns. They live in how they make people think and see. Right now they created, like, when this guy was saying things, and like, okay, and like, oh, you see, you did this. It's like, yeah, that's proof. It's like, send this trash. Send. And have this special forces. I love it because there's perps who are like man-child. I think there's one I caught in the elevator. This man-child are like extra childish. It's like, you know, it's like this condescending, like, high school trollers. And I think somebody yells snap. I don't know if they say knockout or Snapchat. I'm like, okay. Bring this retard, you dumb fuck. She's like, Snapchat. That's part of the evidences that I'm gonna allow this little retard come and play rape victims. Okay. Snapchat, bring this little shit. Delusional. They live in the reality. Oh, let me check Polo, but no. Snapchat, okay. Bring this little teenager who's gonna play with rape victims. I'm gonna lose it. It's gonna be a problem. They send these clowns, but it's okay. The perps who are encouraging putting battery in the clownery of that level, that say Snapchat, I'm like, and bring this fucking retard. Bring this dumbass. And they can say Snapchat. Oh. But exactly, these perps that are my coworkers will put the battery in this, thinking that would make sense, to then have some child to act like she was a victim that she's not, and I should let her leave that fancy because Snapchat. Clown fuckers. This fucker who came and said Roy Moore. A man who allegedly, you know how, and by the way, before I crash out, the reason why I say Roy Moore is a man who allegedly, when he was a 30-some-year-old man doing something to a 14-year-old, he was big. The reason why I say that name is because who employed me donated money to him when he was running for governor of Alabama. That man, the allegation came out when he was running for governor. People retracted from, advertising for Roy Moore. But the employee who destroyed my life, those who are responsible for me being here, doubled down on Roy Moore. To the point where they are such donors that other recipient of their donation turned their money back to them because, like, everybody's seeing you donating money to Roy Moore after the allegation. I don't want to be seen receiving money from you because it's going to make me look bad. They didn't care. Now, Roy Moore, for me, is such a magical thing because as these clowns like Snapchat and whatever they're saying, they can't even say Roy Moore openly. I've gone to the same office that employed me today here in New York City, say Roy Moore, see people turning red. I don't know why Roy Moore is such a scary name to say. It appears that in this program, for me, knowing Roy Moore and what Roy Moore means to me, for them saying Roy Moore has to be a whole production orchestra. They have to orchestrate this. And they get really scared when I say that in their faces in front of them. I've seen it. Turning red, shaking, acting. But when they're away, they have to wait to just say it, and still try to maintain, hold like some kind of strength. So these clowns can be like Snapchat, like Roy Moore. So imagine I have all of that. These clowns are using these fictional things and the things they put together to think that I'm gonna allow some child to behave like she's a victim and let that happen in front of me? Special force, you're gonna get this. So they have these people who know that I'm volatile in the sense that if that happens in front of me, it's gonna be bad. The clowns who came and say Roy Moore have proved it. Talk about Snapchat and change it into like whatever storyline. Let me go see the next person over there, Paulo, who's dying on Snapchat. Clown. But like I said, you can see how volatile things are going to be if that happens in front of me. I've already warned them. I saw this father yesterday, and I'm like, go sell your kid, but this trash come near me. I'll say Roy Moore in their faces just to let them know I know what nothings you are. You can come up with your little fictional stuff, whatever you put together. But I'm going to bring reality and I'm going to humiliate you, and then it's going to be time to crash out. To this coworker of mine, I have no sympathy. And not only you are here putting battery on these clowns who I know came and says Roy Moore accordingly. They have to say it that way. Who are talking about Snapchat as if that's going to make me subscribe. Not even subscribe. To make me allow them to play this role in front of me. Like I'm going to be, oh, Snapchat. You know what? Never mind. Oh. I'm just not going to do anything now. You say Snapchat. Oh, your reality, Snapchat. Go play your thing. This retard. And they send this little retard. It's like, yeah, you're right, your reality. Go ahead. What happened? Clown. Delusional trash. So anyways, this coworker of mine putting battery in this clownery, you know it's gonna go left. You know I'm gonna do something. You know I know this program, what it does. Your man Jedi trick is not changing that. I make videos every day. You're the one who runs from reality. You don't want to even think and even dwell that I'm getting sick now, or I'm fighting this sickness, or I've beaten this sickness that can come back anytime, that for the rest of my life, this can always come back. When I'm doing these nasty things. You don't even want to have that perception in your mind. You make it sound like, oh, it's just something just happened, you know, it's like, you know, but why is it happening now? You don't want to think about it. Keep doing your foulness. Keep putting that nasty energy out. I see you for what you are. I don't have sympathy. It's true. I don't like to pick on somebody who goes through these things, but you're somebody who expect me to be a decent person as you watch me go through all this horrible, involve yourself in that, find joy in that, and I should have sympathy for what you're going through, because you know I don't like to have that. No. You'll get what you deserve. Maybe not today. Maybe today you beat it, but it'll come back. You want to leave. I don't care about life anymore. So when I see this trash come playing the game and be a Snapchat, like this is going to make me subscribe to these things, or on top of that, it's going to make me not do anything. What? You're a retard. You deserve to die. What kind of person out here, what kind of child like trash can grow up and be like, I'm going to act like I was raped? Snapchat. Yes, I will act the way you expect somebody to act when somebody does that. You do that performance in front of me, it's going to be a problem. The little clowns will come and say Roy Moore. Right, you talk about Snapchat. By the way, the reason why I love how they say Snapchat is like there's somebody who's a participant in this who did that to me, a friend of mine. But they were like, yeah, he's gonna be next because this happened there and that. It's like every other week he's on Snapchat with his family and everything else. Like, okay, let me go check right after this if he's on it. This clown. Tiger Major, stay strong. I've understood that as a Tiger Major, for me, these videos are for me. I just want to stay within reality. The reality of what's happened to me is the employer who put me in this program destroyed my life. The employer is no longer around me, but I came to New York City because of that. I tried to escape them, didn't know what they put me into, but they put me into something where everywhere it goes, wherever I go, it'll follow me. It's a program that slowly kills the Tiger Major. That's what it does. That's what this program does. It's a slow process of death. It sometimes speed up, but it's a very slow process. There's women and there's children dying in this program. These people involved in this, they participate in this program. What happens when you involved in this? This participant, once you are in this, can come in all shape, all race, all gender, all shape and form. In my brain, once they shape, they try to make me imagine some teenager created, you know, the way they play with my brain. But my point is, the purpose come in every form. Teenage kids, women, men, children, a whole ecosystem of all walk of life are participating. For me right now, I'm surrounded by this little teenage trash, which in my brain they try to create there, and you know they try to create a silhouette to something in my brain that creates some kind of stimulation. They try to paint them in my brain in this way. It's like whatever you've been able to do to my brain, I reassure you, I've accepted the reality, because as a Tiger Major, the reality of what I'm dealing with is I'm being manipulated. Unfortunately, I'm a test subject that dealt with the V2K and it's synthetic telepathy. That point, that means your thought process, your brain, all of that is being rewired. You're no longer yourself. I've accepted that reality. I've accepted that I'm no longer me, and I haven't been me since August 19, 2019. That is what people love this program. That's why they love participating in that, because they get involved with something that can be so sophisticated that your perception can be manipulated, your thought process can be manipulated. You are no longer you. You're just like a puppet. That's why this man, his name Steve Marlowe, before he goes into a mass shooting or a shooting where he kills 4 people, a 15-year-old girl, a 42-year-old man, a woman, and they try to mess with me. Is a 41-year-old woman and a couple that's 78 and 82 that he believed were neighbors doing that to him. Said something about ventriloquism, because you are truly become a puppet. You cannot think the way you want. You cannot perceive the way you want. It's the way they manipulate you to experience it. You're no longer yourself. It's like you lose who you are. You are no longer you. You are who they want you to experience. It's a reality that's harsh for you. Can you imagine that you're no longer you? You have no choice.